Welcome guys, this is the Plotly tutorial and we are going to talk about today annotations. So before going to talk about the annotation, I think to take the new dataset for this video, and I'm going to consider the COVID cases dataset from the Camel. So we have this dataset with which we have the global confirmed cases. So I little bit did the pre-processing to look it to make it little bit good, because in the country region if you see there is a date, so we not want to see the dates as a country and region. So a little bit I fetch all the columns like year, month and a day, and a little bit the pre-processing we did, then we drop this column, and because we have the year, month and day in the different kind of a future for this data set. Next thing is first let me draw the line chart so we can have a revision also, and then we will add the custom button that what we learned in the last video, and then we will write the annotation. If you see this data set look like this, we have the different type of we have a lot of countries like Afghanistan, we have India, we have USA and many countries we have. But I want to analyze, because this data is coming from 2020 January to 2021 I think up to the November, yeah, up to the December. This is the latest data set we have. This is the updated data set we have. So I want to see in India in 2020 and in 2021 how much cases we have per month. So for this I can simply use the group by. So group by is one of the powerful method in the Pandas to give you like this information. So let's learn first how we can use the group by to fetch that information. So what I want to see in 2021 how many cases every month we have in India. If you remember, in the May month that is a dangerous month we have, and same thing as my plot also going to show you at the end of this video. So let's see DF global, and first we little bit filter out the 2021 data set. For this DF global you have to pass the year, you have to pass here 2021. Okay, so this is the data set we have for the 2021. Then you have to be apply the group by. You have to apply the group by month, because I want to see by month, and then you can give here India, and then you have to be see in every month how much cases. So in every month what is the sum of the cases, so you have to pass here sum. So if you see in the first month we have this much cases, second month we have this much cases. So let's draw these cases with the help of a line chart in the Plotly. So how we can draw this kind of a chart? First we need to define the figure. Figure is what? Figure is a go.figure. Then you have to be use the dot at trace. Now we have become the familiar how we can use the dot at trace. So fig dot at trace, and after calling the at trace you have to define the go dot scatter. So go dot scatter, and then you have to define the x-axis. So in the x-axis you want to see the months of the year. So what you need to see, if you copy this one here, and you want to see its index, right? Yes, and then you have to pass the y as well. Y means the total sum. So again copy and paste and call the values. Yes, and you can pass the name here. Name is India. Also you can pass the marker color red. Now you can see the fig dot show what it will come. So fig dot show will give this kind of a figure. Now it's very simple to add the custom button. We already have a code, so just copy that code. If you just copy this code to add the buttons, and if you add here you can easily see. Now you can have the bar plot, so we can see the bar plot also, we can see the scatter plot also. Little bit adjust this buttons position, so you can set from here also 0.9899 also you can give. So 1.25 will be the look good. So you can click, you can see the bar plot and the scatter plot as well. So now let's little bit customize it. Already we know how we can customize it. So we can call the, you can write in the same update layout as well. Otherwise you can again write the fig dot update layout, and you can and you can pass the values in that. So already we are very familiar with this kind of a code, that is update x-axis, update y-axis and update layout. We are very familiar of this. So I just run this one, and you can see now the COVID cases in India 2021. Now if you want little bit shift your horizontal position, you can shift it, so it will come in mid. You can shift 0.45 as well. Yeah, so it's come in the mid. It's look little bit pretty here. Now to add annotation, we have two methods. One is that we can use the update layout. In this also we have an argument that's called annotation. You can pass the dictionary in that. Also another method is known as the add annotation. The add annotation is only used for the single plot, and if you have the multiple plot, then add annotation is will be much beneficial. We will see in this video why. And suppose we have this figure only, and I want to add here this annotation, like we have the maximum cases in the month of May. Also one more thing we have to be do here, the 01, 02, 03 is not look good here, because I want to see the month's name. So how we will convert this number to the month name, that also we have to be do here. So before jumping to the annotation, let's change first the month's number to the name, and then we will fix here the annotation. If you watch the last videos, I import the calendar in this notebook already. So in the calendar we have the calendar dot month name, and we have to pass the integer. Suppose we pass the 1, it will give the January here. So this is we have. So if you fetch the index from here, yeah, so all the indexes came here, and just write the for loop for I in this. So in this print you need to pass the calendar dot month name like this, and you have to be printed. So you can see the January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. We will have it. Index, you can create the index dot append, because you will create one list that is called the index. This is the empty list, and you appending every month name in that. Okay, so here where you pass the x-axis, in place of this x-axis just pass the index. So if you pass the index here, now you can see the January, February, March, April, May, June, July, up to the December, every month. So it's very easy to look. Now May have the peak in the 2021, while the story is different for 2020. You have to be change the year, and you can see the same curve for the 2020 also. If I want to compare the 2020 also in this, so that add trace is very powerful to do like these things. So if we give here, and we just need to change here 2020, and change the color to blue, and let's see. Yeah, so if you see in the 2020 we have the peak in the September, while in 2021 we have a peak in say May. Now the most important thing is the how we can add the annotation in that. So as already I told, there is a two method. Here I have only the one graph, so I'm going to add only I'm going to use the fig.update annotation. So how you can do, just comes here and write the my annotation. In this my annotation you can pass you create one dictionary, and you pass the x-axis, and you pass the y-axis. So what is the x-axis and what is the y-axis? I don't want to give the points, I don't want to give the position. Okay, x-axis I don't want to go and check, okay, this is the May. I want this graph should add annotation at the peak, that is the maximum number of cases in the May. It should add by itself. I don't want to give its x position and the y position. So what I need to pass, it's very simple. What I need to do here, so what I need to do here, I have to find first which index have the maximum number of cases, that is what is the May month index we have. So we have this code df global, and copy this, and if you take it and sum, if you see the sum here, we have this maximum number here. But if you want to check what its index, so there is a method called the idx max. So idx max, if you pass here, it can tell you it is a 05, and then you can pass it is in the calendar month name. So in the calendar month name you can pass it, yeah, and you have to pass here the int, yes, and let's check, it will come the May. So this copy the code now from here and give on the X position. So X position is code is this. Now for the Y position is that I want to show the number, I want to show the sum. So for this there is nothing I have to do, I just get this code from here itself and get its maximum, yes. So this will give us the maximum. So this is the X and Y position we have. Then you can add the text in this. So text is nothing, you can add the maximum cases, you can write anything, so max cases, and then what you can do, you can create another, that is another key, that is a show arrow and the arrowhead. So if you give the show arrow is true, it will show you the arrow, and if you give the arrowhead width, it will show you this point out also. So this is the two thing we have in this my annotation. So we give the show arrow is true and the arrowhead is 5. Then you simply can create the font size as well. So font size is, size you give 20 and color you give the dark red, and if you pass it in the fig.update update layout, yeah, so this is the maximum cases, we get this arrow as well and we get the text as well. So it's very pretty simple to add the text with the help of my annotation. But suppose I have the two curve. In the next thing I am going to analyze how many cases in India and how many cases in USA we have, the confirmed cases. So I am going to create first the two subplots, one in the one row of in the first row and first column, and another in the first row and the second column. But there the my annotation may not work, so we're going to add the different annotation for that. So let's see how we will do that one in the next step. So for this I just copy the same code, Control A, Control C, and come down here, and in this what you need to define, you need to define the make subclause. So fig is equal to make subplots, and you have to define the rows is 1 and columns is 2, yeah, and you have to define here the row is 1 and column is 2. Same, you have to be copy this one and put the down. Okay, so you have to be defined for the now USA. So just change the name USA here. This is the USA and this is US, I think. Yeah, this is perfectly fine. And again the copy, because I want to analyze now for 2020 also. So in 2020 what will happen also I'm going to analyze. So it is will become in the first row and first column. So change it here, and this is perfectly fine. You have to change the year. Then this is perfectly fine, this is perfectly fine, this is also perfectly fine, but you need to add the subplot title as well. So you need to add here that's called the subplot titles. You can create in the, you can pass in the list 2020 in the first figure and 2021 in the second figure we have. And just skip this my annotation and let's first see what's the result we are get. Okay, so this is what we get. We have the same color. We'll change the color as well to make it more sense. So for the USA I give the blue. So now it's look fine. You can see the bar plot as well, and you can see the scatter plot as well. This is perfectly fine, but I want to add now the annotation. That's say this is the blue color is for the US. So I want to here I want to put the interaction of the first viewer to see, okay, December have the maximum number of cases in the US, whereas in 2000 sorry, this is the 2021 is repeated. I should be changed to 2020. It's confused me. Okay, so and India in the September we have, whereas in this also we can show to the. So let's see how we will add. So previously we write the my annotation, but in this exercise I'm going to use the fig dot add annotation. So let's use it. So fig dot add annotations, annotations, and you have to be define here the x and y. You already know you have to be define it. So what's the x and what's the y? I'm just copying this from here. This is the x-axis, and same thing you have to be take from again, sorry, you have to be take this one, and you have to pass here in the y-axis, that's the max. Yes, okay, so this is the max, and you can now design it with the text. So what is the text you have to pass? You have to pass the max case is in India. Yeah, max case is in India, and then you can define the show arrow is true. Show arrow is true. It's pretty simple. I'm doing, you can define the show arrow. Show arrow is true here, and show arrow is true, and you can define the arrowhead is 5 and font color is green. So for writing the in the different figure, we have to use the fig.add annotation. It's useful to display the figure in the different plot as well. So if we give the x-axis, we give the y-axis. This is what you already know about it. So but you have to pass here the 2020 for the first figure because you are passing, and then the text and this one. And if you check it the figure, you can see the maximum cases in India is this much. Same you have to define for your US as well. So copy this code, and you have to be pass here the US wherever the India. So US is this, and again the US, and for US you can give the red in color, so it will make sense. Red. So you can see here the maximum cases in the US is showing the annotation here, and maximum cases in India the annotation is showing here. Now this is come in the one plot. I have to put in the another plot. For this, what I have to do here, nothing, just a little bit change I have to do. So just copy this code and put here, and you have to define now the x ref is x2, y ref is a y2. So if you define the x ref and y ref, it will go to the another plot as well. Similarly you define here, so this will go to the another plot, but don't forget to change here 2021, and here also 2021, it's also 2021. Similarly here 2021. So now you can see it's look pretty good. Now suppose I want to increase this 2020 and 2021, and little bit I want to increase this also. So this come under the fig.add annotation. You can increase the font size as well. So if you put the fig.update annotation font size is 20, you can see it's in the little bit big in the letter. So that's what. And if you click on the bar plot, you can see here the bar plot, and if you click on the scatter plot, you can see here the scatter plot. And I hope you like this video and you learned something from this video. And if you really like this video, then please like, share and subscribe to my channel, and we'll meet you soon in the next video. Up to this videos, I think we cover almost the basics of a Plotly, how we can make our graph customize in a good manner. So let's deep dive more in the Plotly in the next videos. Up to that, take care. Thank you to watch this video.